Roosters. Always an item of contention on the farm, or an animal of contention around the farm, for a variety of reasons. But at the same time, they are important, because if you're breeding poultry, they are 50% of your given flock. As you can hear in the background, today I'm looking into the sun, but I'm also standing out in front of one of our chicken pens. And this is just something that we've been meaning to share for a while. Things to look for in a rooster, and these are not sort of breed specific or anything. They're more behavioral things to consider and look for in a what we would consider to be good rooster. The traits you want to see in a rooster that wines and dines his hens, as opposed to just has his way. But the interesting thing about it is, at least what we found in the many years we've been raising chickens, the roosters that do these things are not as hard on the hens, and they generally have a better temperament with people as well. Essentially, they're better mannered, and it doesn't seem to affect, egg production or fertility or any of that sort of stuff. It just kind of makes for a less chaotic barnyard. So we're going to see if we can get a couple of shots of some of these things, because they're a little bit subtle. There's a bit of a dance. There we go. It's more like a sidestep. But that, there we go. More dancing. But we're starting to get into it. But that's definitely, now he's being a little on the quiet side on the dancing, but that's a good trait to look for, because it usually equates to a more docile rooster, better mannered rooster, for lack of a better way to put it, both with the hens, and it usually seems to translate into with people too. It's far better to have a dancing rooster than a rooster that just kind of grabs the hens. Because as you can see from these girls, everybody's in pretty good shape as far as feathers go. So this is another thing that we like to look for in roosters. He's kind of doing it here. See, he's it's called tidbitting, I think is the name for it, where he's basically finding food, calling his hens, and bringing them over. They're not completely listening right now, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. See, he grabs it, brings it over, and he gives it to her. This is a really good trait in roosters, because it shows that they're, eventually he will eat some himself, but it shows that they're really good with the hens. They tend not to be overly hard on them, etc. So, something you don't hear about a lot, but just another one of those things to look for in a rooster. That's kind of our little tips for what to kind of look for in a rooster that's, I guess, not going to be a terror in the barnyard. I definitely feel sometimes people give roosters a bad rap. I mean, as you can tell all around us, spring is well on its way, and you can definitely hear them. I mean, that kind of is what it is. But yeah, a little bit of selection for sort of the gentleman roosters goes a long way. Now, another thing that we do find, which we didn't show, but try not to antagonize them. That can ruin a rooster pretty quick too. And one of the big things is if you're going to handle hens, especially in the spring, this is maybe a little less of an issue later on, but especially in the spring, it's not a bad idea to try to do it at night when the rooster doesn't see you doing it, because if the hen puts up a big fuss about it, that can sometimes put him off, where he feels he's got to go into defensive mode. So it's just another one of those things to, if you can help it, if you avoid that can save causing some problems. Another thing too, and this is the wrong time of year to do it, to show it, but you'll see these behaviors develop in the younger birds. We do actually have two around here, but I can't get them to perform for camera. But from our chick rescue batch that hatched out at the end of last year, and one of them has sort of the makings of a good rooster, and one of them doesn't. He's kind of a jerk. So we've already made the decision. Now, of course, all of this stuff, it's still important to look at things like size, and if you are breeding purebred poultry, how close are they standard, all that sort of stuff. So this isn't the only thing to look for, but it's just things to keep in mind, little tips to think about when you're thinking about keeping a rooster. So anyways, hopefully you find this interesting and maybe can apply it to your own flock in some way. But yeah, that's it for today.